Ooh, hello there, my fellow miners and crafters. Good times. Oscar here, and welcome back to the wonderful worlds of Hermiton Crafting. And we're in front of the giant Scarlandia map because we're just about to update it and show the progress in our recent episodes. And of course, we're going to be making one giant leap in terms of progression today because we're going to be putting a top on top of the Scarscraper, which is gonna be amazing. So let me update this map, and there's the map updated and looking pretty darn awesome. I cannot wait to get the back section of the Scarscraper, which of course is in the center of the map. Up in the top right corner there, as you can see, that terrain is starting to change. If you go back to the beginning of the video, you can see how that landscaping is starting to progress its way around the circle, and of course to the top left also. Up at the bridge, there was some terrain work there also, so lots and lots of amazing progress going on there. And yeah, so man, look at the little fountains and of course the lawns in front of there. That is going to look absolutely fantastic once complete. But let's take a quick fly if I can actually get out of here. I received probably one of the best. Wow, I really can't fly. Come on now, Scar. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself, and you will soar to the sky. Oh, there we go. See, got to believe in yourself. So I got one of the best comments saying that my base is seismically unsound, and one earthquake, it's all going to come crumbling down. And that is actually probably 100% true. It's a flimsy platform, absolutely, but the Creeper Building Inspector does not approve, my friends. But of course, this is what we worked on in our last episode, which, man, this makes me so happy to see. We have the splashdown pools on the right-hand sides, we have the lawns, and all the plants flanking the sides, looking absolutely fantastic. This just makes me super happy that we don't see the bottom area where we, have cows and sheep down there. No longer do we see that. Absolutely fantastic. There's the fail fountains. I will make those happen. Hashtag fail fountains, but I will make them happen. They are just way more than I ever anticipated. But I promise to definitely get to those. Now, looking at some of the comments in the last episode, one of the things was this back wall right here, where the bridge, or not the bridge, the tunnel entrance is. This back wall could really use some form of detail. I don't know quite yet what that is, but in the comments, let me know if you have any ideas. The only thing I can think of at the moment is maybe taking some of the gray concrete and putting it back there as a contrast between the lighter cyan. That's definitely a possibility, but you guys are gonna have to let me know because that idea that I had is kind of boring and maybe you guys could come up with a better one. But yeah, it needs something for sure in that area. And then let's take a quick fly up to the top. And like I said, this is what we're going to work on. The tower going straight up into the air, which I am so excited about. So let's fly up to the top here. And what it is, so we can go over a little bit of groundwork before we lay this thing out. It is two separate towers, but they're still connected. So a little bit different than dueling towers in that these towers, of course, there's 1, 2, but they're connected in the center with this kind of beautiful zigzaggy pattern with electric blue highlights. And then at the very top of the two towers, they're then connected at the top with this kind of round piece, which I think is going to be absolutely fantastic. So we've got to build these two towers. Now the front and the back are the same, and then the sides will be, of course, unique. So there's two separate designs. Now, if we fly back down here, let's see if we can land right on the little tree. Beautiful. Stuck that landing. Actually, no, I don't think I did. Nope. That's a 7 out of 10 landing because I did not stick it. Anyway, so we'll use some of the design cues from this building. So, of course, we'll use a lot of gray concrete. We'll use a little bit of the variations of the light and the kind of medium tone of the gray. So that would be the cyan and the light gray. And, of course, a little electric blue for a little bit of pizzazz in the design. So I think that'll be really fantastic. And the last thing I really need your guys' help with. I really need your guys' help with this. So let's fly inside here. And I need some help in this interior design. So if you have any amazing ideas for this area, so this is kind of the portal room of the build, let me know. Like, what would you guys build inside this room? I don't know. I need to put some thought into it. So I want to make sure you guys have some input also. One of the things we'll do today is we'll take out the dirt roof. We'll lower down the portal, maybe just clean it up in here a little bit. But if you have any design ideas for this room, please let me know. Hashtag portal room designs in the comments. And that'll really help me because I need some inspiration for this particular room. But boy, I love the view out this window. Absolutely fantastic. Oh man, it's just fun. This is what I love about Minecraft, is seeing like your dreams materialize. There's nothing better than having a great vision, a great dream, and seeing it through to the end and having it complete. Well, I mean, it's not complete yet. We're getting a little ahead of ourselves, but it is really nice to see that, and it's super inspirational, at least to me. I don't know about you guys, but that's one of the reasons I absolutely love Minecraft. And if you guys are excited as I am to finally work on the top of the skyscraper, hit that like button and let's get this episode underway. Welcome back, and we're high atop the Scar Tower, and I'm looking down over Scarlandia and the endless road that leads into a mountain. And it's one of the little design things that I love within Minecraft is to take a road, a train, a pathway, and make it just kind of disappear off into the distance from your base. And it just kind of makes your mind kind of wander and where the path leads. And I think it also has this kind of beautiful look as it kind of disappears off into the fog. And I just wanted to share this with you guys. I just thought it looked fairly nice. And it's always something I like to do, especially in season 4. We had the endless tunnels and different things along those lines. It's just a fun little design feature. All right, so I've been working pretty darn hard on getting this thing lined up and ready to go. I always find that sometimes the longest part of the project is the planning, and I think that's probably for the better because it would take even longer to tear it all down if you didn't properly plan it out. So this is the design that we have set up and ready to roll. So let's kind of dive right into it. The first little design feature of it that I really like is this electric blue column in the center. So you'll see that design replicated on the first and second story of the build. And that design right there leads into a column of electric blue that goes straight up into the sky. So I wanted to make sure that that window lined up with this. And of course, then the rest of the windows will go on either end. That has resulted in a slight bit of an oddity on this side where we have one extra block compared to over here. And at first I was like trying to scratch my head, like how can we fix this design challenge? And I think it'll actually lead us to a better design, being that down below here it is very tight in constraints of size, right? It's a little smaller than the front. But I think it'll be okay because it'll be countered by the slightly bigger design that'll be on the front. And I think that'll be pretty cool actually in the end. So it's little design things like that are fun to kind of see how they evolve. So this is the center, not center column, this is the side flank of the building. And this little block right here represents one of my favorite things about this build. And that is these electric blue pieces that are kind of obscured. The blue is kind of like something that you see as you kind of move around. You turn a little bit and you see a little blue, and you move over here and you don't. It's just kind of a fun thing, especially when you fly around the building. You're gonna see some blue and then you're not going to. I think it's going to lend itself to a really interesting design. I'm really, really excited about that. So let's just dive right in and start dropping down some blocks together. One of the things that I love about Minecraft is just this part right here. Just dropping down some blocks and kind of seeing where it takes you. Even though we've lined up a lot of stuff and have a pretty good idea what we're going to do today, I'm going to drop down 2 blocks like so, 2 more on that side, and then over here, I'm gonna go a boom meta biome. So that is that center column gonna look super fancy. And then on this back end right here, we're gonna drop those guys like that. But like I said, it's just fun to drop down some blocks. Minecraft's one of those games that is incredibly peaceful. Maybe you've had a stressful day and you get home and you just want to play some Minecraft. You want to dive in there, throw some blocks around, knock a pig off a cliff. I did that, felt a little bit bad, but you know, I ate the bacon, so it didn't go to waste. And so it's just fun to kind of do weird things like that. It's kind of a stress reliever, isn't it, in a way? And just makes you absolutely love this game. That was something I loved about Red Dead Redemption, was the ability to just get on a horse and ride through the mountains and the trees and stuff like that. It's just a very peaceful thing I've always found, especially even GTA. You know, you get in one of those sports cars, you turn on the radio, and you head down the coastal highway. There's nothing more peaceful and enjoyable than that to me, especially, like I said, after like a stressful and hard day. It just makes you just feel super good, and you're like, I feel so much better now that I'm in my favorite game, having some fun together. And what's a game to you that is a stress reliever? Is there something that you like to do, like Minecraft or Call of Duty? That actually might not be the most stress-reducing thing in the world, but yeah, let me know. I'm curious what you guys like to do if any games are like an escape or some kind of stress reliever. I've always found Minecraft to be an incredibly peaceful game, especially the music. In those early days of Minecraft, when, in 2010, when I'm just learning how to play the game and there's no beds, there's no compass. I didn't know that there was this F3 menu. I had no idea what that was. All those flashy numbers. Jeez, come on. You expect me to understand that? But the music, gosh, I remember the music. That was such a selling point of the game in a small way. It's also like Star Wars. Star Wars would be nothing without John Williams' score. Am I right in that? Am I right? There's just something about that music in Minecraft, especially in those early days. Can't really emphasize that more. In those early days, that Minecraft music was like absolutely beautiful. I think it was a very small part of why I was successful. I was listening to somebody talk about Minecraft. They don't play it anymore. They only played it for a very short time, and in those early years, like 2010, maybe early 2011. And the biggest thing that stuck out to them was the music, and it was something about that was peaceful, and it just kind of kept them there. It just kind of kept their attention in a way. And I find that super, super interesting. It is also very dark, by the way, and I'm just going to light things up here a little bit more for you. There we go. But it's kind of nice. Sometimes we always sleep through the night, and it's kind of nice to be out in the dark a little bit and see the lights of the ground. I love the lights at Disneyland. When the lights turn on at Disneyland, that's always like a whole nother experience. The lights light everything up in a different way, and it's almost similar to the road over there. It's a bit of a mystery, right? Starts putting shadows on buildings. You see things in a different light. And it's just like a whole nother experience when you're at Disneyland in the dark. Sometimes the park closes so early, it barely gets dark before the lights come on. That's super, super disappointing. Am I right? So let's take a quick fly down here and see what this building is looking like. We'll take a little fly around. Oh, ho, ho, ho. That is looking fantastic. I almost wish the window was potentially 1 block higher than that. So that window is 5 blocks with a 7 on either end. I almost kind of wish it was slightly taller, but I like the general design. So down here, you might be wondering what we're going to do with all this ugly dirt. Well, what we're going to do is we're actually going to build a small overhang, and that is the reason why I've left that like that. So I think it'll just give us a nice separation from the lower area to the upper level, which is going to send us sky high. So let's go down to our tree here. There we go. Lower ourselves down. No, we didn't get it. No, that is a 0 out of 10 landing right there. No medal for me. See how we made that little lip? It's a great transition from the lower area to the upper levels, which is of course the skyscraper portion. So let me do a little more refining. I'm going to bring that all the way around, and I'll be right back. Welcome back, and as you can see, we've got the floor set up and ready to go on the top. Now, there is a couple things that we need to talk about, and one of them is this glaring issue of this column right there. Now, this is not the final design for this column. I have a couple surprises in store for this, but we're going to find that out a little bit later. But you'll notice that this design right here, these two side-by-side columns go upwards, and then they come up to right here, and it's a little bit of an awkward transition between these two. And I've been trying to think of some ways around that, and the best way I can think of is potentially expanding this out by 1 more block. So this has 2 blocks in the center, and that would just require us to move the wall a little bit, and of course these awnings over by 1, and I think that could be done very easily, and that might be a good solution. But if you guys could think of anything else, like, definitely let me know. But I think I want to stick with this design, but I think we can make a small alteration there to fix that and make that look quite a bit better. But other than that, that is looking fantastic. Let's take a quick fly real quick all the way around and get a visual on that. Yeah, that is looking cool. See how that column goes straight up? That is going to be excellent. Very, very, very fantastic. And it's like I said before, I've said this before, you can do all the planning in the world, but you'll never find out these little details unless you do it, right? You can plan, you can think, you can just procrastinate for hours and hours and hours on the single little issue, but nothing will ever get solved, nothing will ever get figured out unless you do and try to figure out a way out of this hole that I've got myself into. And speaking of finally getting something done and stop talking about it, my brother and I finally recorded our first Disney podcast. That is right. It should be out hopefully in the next few days. And we've been talking about it a lot on Twitch, and it is finally a reality. And I cannot wait for you guys to see it. Of course, there's a lot of refinement and work we got to do to make it even better, but it has really good roots and I'm really pleased with the way it came out. So we're in the Nether tunnel here, which of course is the upside down Scarlandia here in the Nether. And I want to show you the progress that I did over the weekend on Twitch. So we expanded from about here all the way down with this additional sky pattern here. And as you can see, the Nether is starting to consume the sky again. So that's how we are going to end the tunnel. So this is going to be this kind of evil oozing wall that is consuming the Nether back. So that's going to be really cool. And so we'll build 2 more towers on either end. Those are going to, of course, be being taken over by the Nether. There's a lot of little details that still need to be worked out. Like there's this cloudy netherrack and that's not cloudy. So we definitely have to fix a bunch of little things here, but I think the general concept is solid. Now on this back wall right here, it's going to be the same deal. We're going to do that same design back here, of course, on Twitch. So make sure you definitely follow me on Twitch and hit those notifications so you know when I go live. And of course, in this back corner, this is where Cubfan says I have to build an evil cat. So I need to build an evil cat. I don't know what the evil cat's going to look like, so maybe you could help me with that. Yeah, I need to actually make that happen. And okay, it's fine. I thought there was a ghast in here. Anyway, the final thing I want you guys to help me with is, should I make one of these super cool logos that the Mumbo and the Cub have made? And this makes it really easy to get around the hub because, you know, you can see, oh, Cub and Mumbo are down this hallway. And of course, False just finished one. Where's False's? I don't know where her, I thought it was like right there. Anyway. I think it would be really cool. My logo is fairly detailed, so it's gonna be quite an effort to try to like recreate that. But in the comments, should I do this? Hashtag yes on the logo, hashtag no on the logo. Let me know. I want to know from you guys if it's worth the effort to try to do that or not. So make sure you let me know in the comments. Hashtag yes on the logo, hashtag no on the logo. And let's finally take the last look at the other thing we worked on Twitch over the weekend. And this was the other project, working on the castle walls for the Hermit Hollow Upper Lands project. So what this is of course, the Nether tunnel is taken over this former Hermit city, and that's why the existence of Hermit Hollow is there in the first place. Hermits were driven underground from that portal. So I've been working on these old dilapidated castle walls that are falling apart. So I think we started from about right there, and we took it all the way down to the end here, which is quite a bit of progress. But we're going to definitely need to harness the power of the hermits to finish this area. We need, you know, castle towers that are fallen over. We need little villages that are all destroyed and overgrown farms and portions of this wall that have come apart. And I think once we do that, after we've harnessed the power of the other hermits on the server, I think we could get something really, really, really cool here. It's just going to take quite a bit of work. And I don't know, should we keep the cake? I don't know. Maybe we should just keep the cake. It just fits, I guess. Anyway, let's head back over to Scarlandia, and we're going to start working on the tower once again, and we need to take it sky high into the air. So we're going to jump into super fast build mode and send this up. I'm not exactly sure how far, but let's do it. Of super fast build mode, and I appeared to have become one with the wall today, my friends. As I was flying through here, I got stuck in here, and I don't know. I always find it hilarious when you get stuck in these blocks and it's just your pants, you know? Can't even see your head. It's Ant Scar. Ant Scar does what an Ant Scar wants to do. Anyway, guys, welcome back. And we've got some massive progress on the build here, and it is looking super, super awesome. So let's actually fly to the top of the building, which I was trying to do before I entered Ant Scar. And that is the design. And now it's looking good. Like, I think it's a good design. I think there's many, many areas that need improvement. So let's kind of go through them. I actually have them them written down on a piece of paper over here. So first thing I want to do is break it up a little bit. There's a lot of the same design just continued on and on and on up the design. So potentially at every 3 windows here, we do like a little like cross section across here, you know, just add a little extra detail there. I think would look really nice. And then 3 more blocks, do it again, 3 more blocks, do it again. That results in us potentially having to take this level of it off. So we would knock out this section there. And let's see, what were some of the, oh yeah. Let me look at my note here as I fly down here, because I've been making little notes as I go along because I want this to be good. And the design is, am I an Aqua Scar there? Wow, Aqua Scar and Ant Scar in one appearance? That is a new record right there. So down here is a little bit of a concern. So I like this design. I think it looks nice with the little windows and how they get a little smaller as it goes up, but it leads to a bit of a concern. Now, these little windows look out of perspective compared to these bigger windows. So what I've been thinking is, this is just a consideration, and I need your guys' feedback on this, to remove this little shade right here, and of course, remove this one down there and create these big, long windows that go up. And I think they would look more in line with this design up here than having these kind of busy more lines down here, because you'd think that the bigger windows, the less detailed would be down at the bottom. And as it gets smaller and smaller, the lines become a little bit more detailed. Does that make sense? I'm trying to keep this in perspective. So there's not giant windows at the top and little tiny windows at the bottom. That just looks awkward. It's not something that you really can, you know, almost pick up on at first, but it's something you feel subconsciously. You're just like, something is not right. And that potentially is that. And we can definitely fix that. For sure. So I think it's a pretty darn easy fix. And I don't think I'm going to go like, whoa, geez, what in the world? Oh man, I need like an actual catapult to get up there. What the heck? All right, let's try it again. Here we go. Here we go. Believe in me. Here we go. There we go. We're soaring towards the sky, all the way up to the top of the skyscraper. So yeah, I think that's pretty good. I want to show you this, the little electric blue in the corners right here. I think that looks really, really nice. When you're flying by, you just get this little hint of the electric blue on the sides, and that looks absolutely wonderful. So yeah, that was a lot of work, and now I'm gonna have to do it 3 more times. I gotta do it on the back, and I gotta do it on the front and back on the right side, but it's definitely worth it because this is really gonna showcase the amazing detail that is going to be in this area. Also, we're gonna have to work on that centerpiece, making a cool little zigzag pattern in the center, so that's gonna be fantastic. And boy, this thing is fun. Like, I am really enjoying making this just because it's big and bold, and I love the detail, and the colors are a little bit dramatic and bold, and I like that quite a bit. So, my friends, it is once again time to hit super fast build mode and get a little bit crazy. So, hit it. End of super fast build mode, and you are not witnessing Ant Scar nor Aqua Scar. This is Spider Scar, and of course you know the saying, Spider Scar does what a Spider Scar wants to do. Look at this, I'm on the side of the building like Spider-Man. This is amazing. How is this happening? I just kind of fell off the edge and then just stopped falling. Oh, this is fun. I don't know. No, not the rain. Nobody wants the rain. Oh, what a dash of hopes and dreams that is. Welcome back, guys. I don't know how that happened. That's not how I planned on doing that intro, but you know what? We're gonna roll with it, and there it is. That is the Skyscraper in its first form, and I think that is looking rather fantastic, my friends. And of course, there's going to be many more pieces of detail. We're going to have a beautiful top put on there. We're going to, like we talked about, kind of segment certain pieces of this so it gives it a little more variety across there. Oh, and you know, there's going to be sides. Like, yeah, there's going to be sides. I promise you that. That would look kind of weird if the Skyscraper here didn't have some sides to it. You know, it'll be get kind of drafty inside there. So I think that is, man, I don't know, just looking at this, the scale of this puts into perspective like all the resources that were gathered for this project, which was very substantial, and absolutely loving. I'm also kind of beating around the bush. There's a Scarfail. We're gonna get to it. I promise you that also. Also, last thing I wanted to tell you guys, did you enjoy the water effects? I always have fun playing with water with concrete in time lapses. I always think it's kind of a fun little trick, but I'm not going to divert your attention any longer. Yes, there was a Scarfail. We haven't not had a Scarfail of this significance. Wow, almost butchered that. I did butcher it a little bit, but not a full butcher. It's not Twitch, it's YouTube. I don't go full butcher of words here, just partial. So we haven't had a full butcher in a very long time of a structure like this. And yeah, this is a huge failure. So the reason this needs to be changed out is it needs to move over one more block like that, and it'll seal in this portion of the Skyscraper. Now, I don't know how this happened. I lined everything up as absolute best I could, but something just went wrong, unfortunately. And it's like I always say, double check, triple check your dimensions before you do it, so you don't have to knock out a gigantic column like this, but it's the way it is, my friends. So let's shoot up to the top here and knock this down, build it up, and then we can finally reveal the true nature of the Skyscraper. But, you know what, I guess it is pretty much done. We're not really going to reveal anything because we're just moving it over one block, I suppose. There's not really anything else to it. I'm going slightly loony because I've been working on this for hours. You probably could tell. Ant Scar, Spider Scar, Aqua Scar. I'm going insane. Help me. And there goes the column. Got it all the way down to the bottom here. So now we need to rebuild it. But I've got to point out, that last clip, I rewatched it. It's kind of funny in the terms of I sound like I'm an insane person. After going back and forth on this project, putting all of these blocks in the exact same orientation, you get a little crazy. And that's what happened in the last clip. Rewatch that. I'm truly insane. After spending, I think, around 3 hours building all this, getting the resources, this, that, the other thing, managing the recording. It took a long time, so this was a lot of blocks placed. And Scar there got a little insane. Sounded like a crazy person. And that's okay, you know? Sometimes you get a little crazy, and that's all right. So now we're gonna take this back up. But like I said, I'm keeping that. Insane Scar's here to stay. Almost to the top here. Whoop, whoop. Yes, we're almost up there. I'm hitting the top here. Perfect. One more little level there. Nice, look at that, bam. We have it all complete, and I think that is all secure. Perfect, all right, let's head down and take a look at some of the other things here. So down below here, I've removed all of the dirt along the side. Well, oh geez. You know, I told you guys that I removed all the dirt, but apparently I didn't. There we go, and then let's grab this one piece over here. Grab that, knock that out. Also, do you see this? I put all the smooth concrete down here, so I think that is looking very nice. And we have this all secure. No. No. What the heck? I did the same. I took it down and I built it up exactly the same. How? Oh no, I didn't take down this piece. I based everything off of this one. And this is the wrong dimensions. Well, I'm gonna take it down again and rebuild it. Hashtag super Scarfail. That's not just a Scarfail. That is a super Scarfail. Hashtag super Scarfail. Oh, great. Well, I'll meet you back at the top again. 100%. This thing is lined up appropriately, and we are now at the top. Oh my gosh, how many times can you build and take down the same pillar? But look at this, all lined up and in the right dimensions here. Look at that, bam. It turned out it was this block right here because there was one extra one of those. I kept lining it up off of that one. Oh, that feels good to get that done. Wow. Oh, the scar mistakes sometimes catch up with you and morph. They morph. The scar mistakes, they turn to scar fails. That's what happens. So let's reveal the scar scraper. Yes, absolutely fantastic. Love it. So there's still a ton more work to do, but we have the main aspect of the build complete, and that makes me super, super happy. The big legwork of the project. So a little bit of other things we're going to work on. I'm going to, off camera, bring up some walls in this interior piece. This part is going to be very kind of sparse. Like there's not going to be a ton of detail in this little breezeway between the two buildings besides the little crisscrossing pattern that's going to go upwards. So I'll put those up in the next episode. We'll work on these side walls, the little connector at the top, and yeah, absolutely loving it, guys. I hope you enjoyed today and enjoyed that time lapse. I had a lot of fun putting that together. I've edited some of it together, and there's some cool little things in there. So I really hope you guys like that. And it's just inspired by like making these giant skyscrapers in the city. I hope that has somehow inspired you for your own Minecraft builds. And until next time, this has been Good Times with Scar, and I always really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch my videos. And if you believe the videos are rating, that would be much appreciated. And until next time, we'll see you later. And don't forget to subscribe, because you may just become scarred for life.